Hello, this is Goda. Welcome back to Feed the Beast Interactions. Last time we started getting prepped for doing oil processing to turn it into some diesel, and this time I think we're going to be setting that up and finishing setting that up, having some actual diesel to go. Between episodes, I actually went and did some food-related stuff and management. So I went and got all of the Pam's Harvest Craft Gardens. That's these things that are like in the freaking Welcome to FTB Interactions chapter that I kind of ignored. But I still have them over there, as you can see. There are the gardens, and whenever you break these, you get a random assortment of seeds from various biomes. And what I did with those is I put all of the seeds into all of a chest out, and I also went into the jungle and got a cinnamon tree because we need some cinnamon for something. And cinnamon does not grow in gardens. You have to get it from the tree. And I put all of the seeds into this big chest here. So it's like, whoa, whole bunch of spices and vegetables and fruits and stuff. And then I use that to set up a whole bunch of cooking automation stuff. So let me go down here. And I have set up these signs over here to kind of show, like, here's all the things we added since last time. So I added, well, I had to add this just because I was making an iron chest. But I made Thankful Dinner fully automated. So if I went to request a Thankful Dinner, it would be able to request one. And we have some in our lunchbox here. So one thing I misunderstood about Thankful Dinner, even though it says always edible, that just means like you can always eat it, kind of how like you can always eat a golden apple, but like it still gets the nutritional value drop off that a food gets. So I ended up having to make more than just this. So whoops. I also ended up making, so that was mashed potatoes, baked potato, cinnamon, sweet potato pie, pumpkin seeds goes with that, marshmallows goes with that, cranberry jelly goes with that, and fresh water. All of that stuff I just marked off went with making the forgot what it's called already, the Thankful Dinner. And then I was like, okay, well, let's make some sandwiches. So I automated blueberry, kiwi, blackberry jelly. I automated peanut butter, and then I automated the four sandwiches, including cranberry. Cranberry was up there, and we now have automated sandwiches. And I didn't talk about these. I automated two logistic fluid related things because I needed something to supply. Let me show you how I automated this actually. Um, so we have, for example, I was using the phytogenic insulator. And the way I'm doing this is that I am using a recipe card that looks like this, not these, because these are trees. Here we go. So it's a recipe card that looks like this, right? It takes the the rich phytogrow, and then it combines it with a seed of some kind, and it creates two of a product. Or some make six of a product. It kind of depends on what food it is. And you also get the seed back. So what I did is I made a recipe cards here, and all of these recipe cards just say, hey, give the rich phytogrow and a seed, and you're going to get two of the product. Except you might have just seen that when I put this in here, you also get a seed back. Well, the way I handled this is that because it gives you an undetermined number of seeds, you can get one, sometimes you can get a bonus seed. I went over to my output chest and I set this thing up here. I basically have a dummy crafting module that doesn't have a recipe in it, but it has something called a crafting cleanup item. And what this is doing is that it's constantly pulling out only the items that are here. These are effectively like the byproduct of the craft. So whenever it does soybeans and we do like the soybean recipe, for example, we get two soybeans and then we get 1.25 seeds back. This pulls the seeds out, and then the seeds are once again available in storage. And I just have basically all the different kinds of seeds over here for that. And then for my centrifuge over here, this is my centrifuge, yes. For my centrifuge, I'm making cooking oil out of pumpkin seeds. This one I use this is a byproduct cleanup card, and it just says whenever this crafts, there's going to be this byproduct, so clean it up. And then we do soybean. It makes byproduct of grain bait, and when I'm making tofu, Then I made two recipes here. I made silken tofu makes firm tofu with a byproduct of soy milk. And then silken tofu makes soy milk with a byproduct of firm tofu. And the reason I had to do that is because I needed to be able to craft both on demand. But like it in these crafting modules you can only specify one output. So that's how I did both of them. So when something needs soy milk, it will craft soy milk and make an excess of tofu, and if it makes tofu, it will craft the tofu and make an excess of soy milk. So, and then a minor thing I also did, I just went and did an unending bowl because the water needs were getting kind of up there. So unending bowl, it was just a fade crafting recipe. We've done that before in previous episodes out here with some of these Dewgania flowers that I crafted in the pyre there. Why is there a rose in my hole? Anyways, I made a few Dewganias, I made a few unending bowls, and then I put them here and there. There's one right here providing water for my distillery, which is still providing water for the ore processing line. We'll upgrade that eventually, I promise. And then I also hooked up a, let me see if I can get back up there, fluid provider pipe, and basically this water is giving access to water to anywhere on the network that needs water. So if we go over here, there is a fluid supplier hooked up to my phytogenic insulator, which is constantly supplying water to my phytogenic insulator. And in fact, can I like overload this, or does it not let me do that? I guess it does let me do that. Maybe it's just holding the water in limbo or something. I don't know. Anyways, I found that this was kind of annoying. It uses like a lot of water. But anyways, enough of that. That's basically everything we did. And then I also prepped some of the stuff we're going to need for diesel. Can you go to the next page? Thank you. So we should have 2 distilleries, a centrifuge, a chemical bath ready to go here. And also the mixer. I hadn't noted that, but we need the MV mixer as well. So here's the 2 distilleries. Here's our chemical bath. Here's our centrifuge. And this should be everything we need, I think. Let's take a quick review of what we are doing here to actually get this done. So diesel. We are doing... we are not using diesel with tetranitromethane. Not yet, anyways. So we're using this recipe. Wait. Are we using this recipe or this recipe? Maybe, you know, I think we're actually using this one, the empowered oil, right? Oh, no, we're not using the empowered yet. That's my mistake, because we need the empowered crystal canola seeds, and for that we need HV, so we are not doing that. We're using the crystallized oil. So crystallized oil, it is making light and heavy fuel with circuit 13 and 14. Let me actually bookmark these. So there's light fuel, heavy fuel with the crystallized oil. That's going to mix into the diesel in the MV mixer. How do you move this up? Oh, just the up arrow key. Okay, easy enough. And then to get the crystallized oil, we are doing this recipe right here. Okay, so this one goes in a mixer. Oh wait, do we need 2 mixers? We do need 2 mixers. Whoops, that's my bad. I guess let me cook up another mixer, eh? Mixer. We can use this one to be an LV mixer. We're out of black carpets, eh? That's kind of odd. Why am I like gonna sit here and craft them myself? I can just tell our system how to make them. Let's get a crafting table. And I don't know why I requested it in this manner, but there we go. We got our crafting table. We got our crafting tables. The pipes are on the way here. There we go. I just needed one really, but go ahead and stick this in here. This is going to be go and get black carpet. There you go. Easy. Black carpet automated. And now we should be able to craft this. Yep. You love to see it. Why is there an electrolyzer in here? Oh, it's because I unplugged there was an electrolyzer that was in here. I just took it out because I thought I was going to put something else there, and I did not. So that's how it goes sometimes. Also, you might have noticed that, like, I finally caved and ended up putting something here in this little pathway here. I was just like, I need the room to do stuff in here, so yeah, that's how it ended up going. It is how it is. What are we doing here? Do I not have steel plate on stock? Like, why is steel plate constantly crafting? I should be steel plate on stock, but why is it not crafting any up? Let me take this out momentarily. So, can you do partial? Is partial what I want? And I also made one here. This is for my foods that I use. The sixth food would be the mineral berries, but they don't need to be crafted. I really only have mineral berry in the lunchbox over here, so that you need 6 foods to cycle through your nutritional staleness. I don't know how you want to call it. So the mineral berry just cycles through the nutritional staleness there. Because right now I think we're currently stale with the thankful dinner. Yeah, eaten once out of the last 5. So the next thing we're going to eat should be the blueberry sandwich. And then we'll be good for the thankful dinner next. Alright, but our mixer is still not done. Are you kidding me? This is like why I pre-stocked the steel plates, because this takes forever. Come on. Get steelified. And then what's the arc furnace doing? Arc furnace is like kind of low on oxygen, first of all. Second of all, like, hurry up. Jeez. I probably shouldn't accelerate it that much. There's not a battery in there. Yeah, whoops. We're gonna pretend we didn't do that. And these chests really loving the visual effect from the time in a bottle. What is it? What is that from? Time in a bottle is from random things. Is there like a way to like disable the visual effect? Because it's kind of annoying every time I see it. Hold on one sec. Alright, going in the Minecraft config random, not random tweaks, random things. Visual. There's 2 visual options and none of them have anything to do with the time in a bottle. Yep, okay, well, can't really do anything about that. Well then, back to the game. Our mixer's finally ready now. And how are we powering this setup? Well, I would like to power it with probably Steam, just like as a backup. But we're already pulling a lot of steam, and we're going to need multiple amps. So I'm thinking we might just power it with... Well, the thing is, if I power it with diesel, and then we run out of diesel, it's going to be hard to restart itself, right? You don't want to, like, brown out yourself. So if we power it with diesel, we need to, like, keep a supply of diesel stocked before we're, like, you know, exporting any to the rest of our network. I think we can probably... You know what? I think we can do, like, a little, like, overflow kind of thing. Let's look at covers really quick, because I think we can do something special with covers. So there's a fluid detector cover. We can definitely use this. Let me bookmark this. We might end up using that one. Item detector, we don't care. Advanced activity. Okay, we don't need that one, and we can't make it anyways. Computer monitor, shutter. Flux transfer through attached side as a cover. Turns machines on and off, and I think this can also control shutters. So we're gonna want that one. Infinite water, we don't need. Ender fluid tank, that sounds nice, but this looks like we can't make this, so never mind. I don't know what digital interface is. Wireless digital interface, fluid voiding, advanced fluid voiding. I mean, we don't really want to void stuff. Advanced fluid detector. Gives fluid storage status as redstone cover. Well, this needs HV stuff. Once again, we can't do that. Storage cover. storage cover actually seems like it would be nice for some situations. Oh yes, I love this. A low voltage solar panel takes LUV circuits. That's like 3 tiers above where we are now. Sure. Yep, seems reasonable. Can't make any other solar panel. I am pretty sure that's just in here to be a troll. Okay, so I think let's go ahead and do combustion for this. And I'm thinking, let's see, this is going to be running not very often and it uses very little power. This is going to be running a lot. Yeah, this step here in our process is going to be running a lot. So we're going to need at least 2 amps of power dedicated to these 2 steps, and then this is going to be running not very often, and it doesn't use a lot of power. So I think we're going to be fine on 2 LV generators. So let's go ahead and do that. Has our steel stocked itself up this time? Okay, it has stocked itself up this time. Combustion. Combustion generator, we should be good to go. We have steel gears automated. That's one of the things that I put in our extruders over there. So, hey, look at that. 2 steel generators coming right up. What does it need to make exactly? I mean, it took a good chunk of the steel out of there for that. It doesn't look like it should really need to make a whole great deal of this stuff. Let's take a look at one of these crafting trees. So it's sending some stuff to the extruder for the piston. Making some wrought iron plates for the machine hull. The steel gears apparently are still coming. Yep, they're still over here. This isn't the fastest machine, that's okay. Help it along a little bit. Okay, I took a quick pause there to do something else, and our generators are done. Only like a minute, maybe. Alright, basic combustion generators. Let's go. So I'm thinking, let's back... No, we can't back this up. That's right. This is stuck here. Let's have our... Let me think here. Let's have our energy be in the floor, I think. So we're going to have power coming out of here. Can you wrench these upwards? I don't feel like you can. Oh, you can. Okay. I think that was a Greg Tech New Horizons thing that you couldn't. Alright, and we're going to need some mana infused. Do we even know how to make mana infused metal cables? Well, we know how to make them, obviously. Do we have it automated? Obviously, no, we do not. Well, I guess we're gonna do like 10 of these, I guess. Oh, we don't even have the wires. Ugh, gross. We like didn't automate any of this stuff. Great. Mana infused wire from 1 ingot. Please tell me we have ingots at least. Mana infused. Oh, brother. I'm gonna just steal all of the steel right now. We also have... I didn't mean to take the plates out of here. That's my bad. Shift-clicking in this inventory has some bad stuff. We also have this recipe in here. This does consume the mana, but it does let us automate it a little bit more easily than... Like, you could definitely automate this, but it's, like, annoying to automate this. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these in here to process. No, not throw them in there. Let's do that. Let's go get the wrapped cable on a crafting table. Alright. Infused mana cable. That one. Import. Okay, that's automated now. Thank you. Infused. Let's get like 10 of them should be sufficient. Oh, right, we can't make that many. 6 should be sufficient, because that's how many we can afford with our current ingots. Let me go grab these ingots before I forget they exist. which I have done, like, I don't know, see 10 episodes ago. I threw like a whole stack of steel over there and forgot about it. That was great. Okay, wow, these are kind of slow. Can you speed up wire mill? That was the centrifuge. Where's the wire mill? Here it is. Oh, it's not even doing anything. Come on, wire mill. Why are you trolling me like this? What are you doing, actually, though? Like, where's the last one? Jeez. Oh, never mind. I'm just a angry old man, apparently. Angry man yells at cloud, etc. Okay, so we have... How many machines do we have here? We have 2 distilleries, a chemical bath. Why do we have the chemical bath? For the crystallized seed, right. Um... Yo, I forgot about this recipe here. Hold on. We need this. Canola seed's going to come from chickens. Mineral resin. This is what's going to use our centrifuge. Okay. Yeah, we could be really unhinged and like throw mineral wood into our thing, but yeah, we're gonna just go ahead. Oh, we're gonna need to also have a compressor to turn these mineral chicken eggs um into mineral crystals. That's my bad. Look at me forgetting stuff. Who would have thought? Okay. So compressor's on its way. And then this is going to be from chickens. Okay. So we are going to have kind of a few more machines than I thought, actually. While that's cooking up, let me go ahead and request a roost. Because we are going to need our roost for our chickens. Alright. And our compressor should be ready to go. What is the hold up here? Small steel gear. Why? Small steel gear, are you okay? What happened? Did you like output somewhere? What is going on here? No, there's nothing connected to the output. Shouldn't have gone anywhere. Did you actually put a steel ingot over here? Mildly confused. Like, why has it done this to me? Oh, that's not the issue. The issue is steel. Steel is... There's no steel. So what's wrong with steel? You. Oh, you're out of oxygen. Wow, you're out of oxygen? I just came back and, like, filled this up, like, a few minutes ago. Holy. Let's speed this up. 1 tick is all we can afford. Yeah, need a better oxygen setup at some point. But for now, that's just gonna do. Is it gonna do? Hang on, I have an idea. I made a drum earlier. Let's set up some really basic fluid crafting really quick. So I made a drum. We can attach that over here to our fluid provider that's over here. Actually, you know what? There's a fluid provider near the arc furnace, and let me just put it near there. So we can stick it up here on that fluid provider. Fluid providers can provide from multiple attached inventories. What did I just put up there? The distillery? How did that even get in my hand? The tank. And then cell. I thought I had another cell of oxygen, but I guess not. Oh, right, I accidentally chucked it. That's right. Let's put oxygen up here. Hey, quest complete. Stainless steel cell. Where did I even get that from? I must have gotten that from, Yo, we could totally get stainless steel with this. I'm not gonna do it because that seems very, does not seem within the spirit of things. But we could totally get stainless steel because I was earlier looking at a recipe that needed stainless steel and I was like, how am I gonna do this? Well, now we know how we could do it, but I'm not going to. We needed some modules. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to actually explicitly tell this you need to get oxygen to be able to craft. First, we're going to need to put a module upgrade in here. Sir, what on earth was that? Okay, well, anyways, while that's cooking away, we have 5 things in here, so we're going to need 5 fluid crafting upgrades. And we're going to throw all of these in here. I think whatever's currently crafting, it's just going to continue using that, and that's fine. I did not mean to put that upwards. I hope that did not just break something. And basically all of these need oxygen. So we're going to go here, oxygen, gas. Make sure we're getting the correct one, so I'm going to like specify very explicitly this one. So to get oxygen gas for steel, we need 60 of that. So we can go over here, we can tell it, there's no fluid thing over here, huh? I just realized. In order to do this, we need a fluid satellite pipe. It's going to kind of make it ugly, but... Fluid satellite pipe. It's not going to be my favorite thing because it's going to kind of block the walkway a little bit, but we can jump over it at least. Like, it's not going to prevent us from walking through here. It's just going to kind of crowd the walkway, which is already crowded. Did my fluid satellite craft yet? Nope, it's got to do the whole red alloy wire, red alloy fine wire, then make the basic pipe, and then make the basic fluid pipe, then make the... Wow. This is why we automate this stuff, because this would be hell to do manually. Nobody deserves that. And here we go. Pipe, please. Thank you. And then I'm going to need, like, just an unrouted pipe just to get around the corner to it. Oh, I guess that is true. It's going to actually not be jump overable if I put an unrouted pipe right here. But what I could do, hold on. We can make it not be so ugly. We could do this, right? I need another unrouted pipe, but it would at least be walkable. Okay, so that's connected and it's walkable. We're going to call this arc furnace. And now for this module, I'm going to say, hey, arc furnace needs to get 60 oxygen gas. Okay. And now it knows that for wrought iron, you need 60 oxygen gas. And it knows that there's oxygen gas up here. And... in fact, I'm going to pull all of the oxygen... No, I'm going to leave this in here for a second because it needs to finish what it's working on currently. Next, let's look at annealed copper. Annealed copper is 63 oxygen gas. Wow. And this interface is kind of annoying to use. Please let me click the button. Arc furnace, 63. Okay, next up we are making wrought iron, 56. Yes, I love random amounts of random fluids. Alright, 56. Tempered glass. I don't remember why I made this, but we do be needing 60. I think it was for the phytogenic insulator, if I recall. Why would I have made this? Alchemical imbuer, igneous extruder. Multi-blocks that I haven't made. Structure glass? I think it was for this. Oh, I made this for... That's right, I made the milk jar so that I could put a cow in it so that I could have milk to make butter. It's kind of a roundabout process. But anyways, that one's done. And then our last thing is just glass. Regular old glass in the arc furnace. 20 oxygen makes 2 glass from one end. Arc furnace... 20. Okay, so now we are not beholden to the tiny buffer of oxygen in this tank. We are beholden to the bigger buffer of oxygen up here. Oh, I meant to empty it out. And then let's just do a test craft. Steel ingot. Yeah, let's do a wrought ingot, actually. Let's do like 8 wrought ingot plates. So it should take the correct amount of oxygen, stick it in here. 336. I mean, it sounds correct to me. And we can accelerate it while the iron cooks over there. Can we not make this like directly out of iron dust, or am I crazy? Apparently not. No, you gotta use ingots. Okay, that's fine. And there it goes. It used the exact amount of needed oxygen. So yeah, nice. Okay. All right, all that to say, we now have our compressor, and that was our first electric compressor we've made. So we finished another quest up here, I believe. Here it is. Oh look, we got some cooked tofuton. What even is this? What is this supposed to be? Mutton. Okay. Tofuton? I don't know. Don't really need it though. Like, we have better foods. Get out of here. Put the wrought iron away. Let's see if we actually have everything needed to go. We're also going to need some conduits. We will need ender fluid conduits, but we can't really make any yet. And we will need some item conduits. Can we make these? To make these, we would need... To make them, we would need a Looksat quest that gives them as a reward. Crystallized oil. We're about to make this, honestly. So, honestly, let's get some from that quest. I don't think we can make the stuff that we actually need to make them for reals, because we need pressurized fluid conduits. We can make this stuff. Can we make this? Rose gold. We could, but we don't really have any ender pearls, so that's going to be a different problem for a different day. Let's get our conduits and start working on down here. So the first step is going to be oil plus crystallized canola seed. And that's going to be in a mixer of LV type. So let's go... I guess the first step is actually going to be... Hold on, before that... The oil's here. Okay, the oil's here. Let me keep that in mind. Mixer. Connect wires. Hook wires up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hook all of these guys upwards. So this is going to be making our crystallized oil, which we are going to be turning into... We're going to be putting those into distilleries. So this is going to have to go into 2 different blocks. All right, so let's put our distilleries... Let's put them here and here. And I'm going to wrench them to go into... Whoops. Wrench them to output into our MV mixer. And this is where the diesel is going to be made. So one of them is going to need to have circuit 13, and one of them is going to need to have circuit 14. So this one is 14, 13. Okay. Next up, so we have this machine built. We're going to need to make this stuff over here. So let's do our, let me put this up, 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 up. Okay, let's make our crystallized canola seeds next. So for that, we are going to use a chemical bath. And where is this gonna go? I guess it, like, kind of low-key doesn't matter because we're gonna be using conduits to run stuff around here. So we have the chemical bath. Next we need the mineral resin. So that's going to be from the mineral crystals, which are going to come from a compressor in a centrifuge. So centrifuge, compressor, And are we missing something here? No, I think that's it. So I don't think we need that wire, actually. All right, that should be our whole diesel processing line. Now let's do the fun part of hooking all this stuff up that in a way that makes sense. Thinking first. So how are we going to want to transfer fluids and stuff? Fluids and items we're definitely going to want to transfer in the backside. So let me go ahead, anything that's not wrenched to go into another machine, let's go ahead and do that first. Chemical bath is going to make this, which is going to have to go over there. So let's just wrench this one down. Centrifuge is going to make a bunch of stuff, so let's wrench that down. Compressor can go straight into the centrifuge, auto output. These can auto fluid output. And then we are going to go ahead and let's just place like a spine of conduits over here. So green channel we are not going to use because as soon as we put something down there, stuff breaks. So okay, and then we are going to need chickens as well. Let's get our 2 roosts. I didn't bring the chickens. Silly me. Go grab our chickens really quick. We're getting canola and these canola and mineral chickens I finished preparing off camera last time. Alright, and those can go ahead and start whipping up some of their magic stuff. So mineral eggs, that is a quest in the chicken chapter that we can now turn in. And we get some mineral crystals, yay. Which actually go into this machine here. So that can start centrifuging. This is going to start not centrifuging, but compressing here. So this is going to have to go into there. Let's use light blue because there's a candle in my way here. Let's use light blue to extract. Light blue extract, and then here we are going to insert light blue. Okay. So this should now be getting the mineral enriched eggs. Perfect. Next, the canola seeds are going to go in our chemical bath. So the canola seeds are kind of brownish, but I don't want to use brown because it's kind of like an off click. Let's use orange for the canola seeds. So here's our chemical bath. We are going to insert on orange and apply. So that should start working here. Oh, I've got to enable this one. Alrighty. Centrifuge. You are sure going to be making some byproducts, huh? Let's just take things one thing at a time. So we've dealt with these. We have this. This is going directly in here into the centrifuge. So the centrifuge is going to be making liquid mineral resin. So let's do the light blue liquid channel. And we're also going to be getting what's it called though? Methane. We don't want methane in here though. So let's filter. Well, we'll sort it out if we need to. We're gonna have to have a place for methane to go though. And then we're gonna have to sort out the items here, but let me finish the main stuff first. So this is gonna go in here. This is gonna make the crystallized canola seeds. Those are gonna be on red. So let's go extract on. Yeah, we'll just use red for this one. Those are going to come into this mixer. So insert on red item here. So this is going to get crystallized canola seeds. This is also going to need oil. So let's go ahead and insert on fluid. We're going to use the black channel because it's oil. I mean, that's fine, right? So you should be getting oil now. Hello? Did we not wrench this one downwards? Why are you not getting oil? Do I not know what I'm doing, actually? Mixer, oil, crystallized canola. Always active. Oil. Mixer. What's your deal, buddy? Maybe it doesn't recognize the recipe for some reason? Extract fluid black. Oh, did I put it on items on accident? No, insert black fluid. Slightly confused. Oh, there it goes. I don't know what the deal was there. Okay, well, it's working now. Okay, so we got oil in there. This is going to be making crystallized oil, so we are going to extract on, let's use magenta for the crystallized oil. And then the crystallized oil is going to go in here. So insert on magenta. Oh, this is items, sorry. Insert fluid on magenta. Insert fluid. And I don't think we're getting any items here, so I might as well disable that. Fluid on magenta. This is going to be our diesel mixer. So this is not going to be getting any inputs, but it will be extracting, and I'm going to put the diesel on yellow, because diesel is yellow. And then we are going to tell it, do not round robin the diesel, because it's going to go into here as priority 1, into the generator. Priority 1, and then yellow priority 1. We don't need to extract on these. Okay, this is configured. The only thing we don't have configured, chemical bath. This is going to be getting... What is this getting? We need to insert on the light blue channel. That's going to be the liquid mineral. It's not going to be making any fluids. Okay, I think this is good to go. The only thing we need to deal with is going to be the methane from this tank. And then the byproducts from the centrifuge. Basically all of the byproducts from the centrifuge, the methane and the other stuff. Okay. Let's plug her in and see if I did everything correctly. So I'm just going to take two oil cells. And put one in this generator. It's not very efficient, but it can burn oil. I lied. We cannot burn oil. We can only burn, quote, light oil. So we're going to have to figure that one out really quick. How can we get some light oil? Yeah, see, we don't have that good of access to this. What does oil sand make? Oil sand makes heavy oil. Can we burn that in a generator? No. We might need a battery or some number of batteries to get this process started. Let me just go steal some batteries from upstairs temporarily. Not really a big deal, I don't think. Go over here to this assembly machine. We'll steal this battery for the MV machine. And then lithium battery here to steal for our other machines. Okay, so first thing first, you need to centrifuge. So please centrifuge. We're gonna just need to charge this machine up, to be honest. It doesn't even really need to do anything. Like we don't need that anymore. Okay, so we are getting the mineral resin. We are on blue. We are Extract. Oh, we didn't turn extract on. Okay. That's cool. And we got the methane in here, of course. But we can go ahead and fix that with a plunger. Bloop. Alright, there's our mineral resin. And how much does this need to actually do something with this? Does it need like a whole bucket? It's 50. Oh, that's right, it doesn't have power. Right. Yeah, that's a thing I recall us doing, is that we don't have power down here yet. Alright. I'm gonna steal one of these seeds because, quest? Yoink. Wait, I couldn't help but notice there was no quest reward for that. All about energy. Oh, we already did that one. Oh, that's right, we did it to make the chickens, I forgot. Okay, we'll need a cell of crystallized oil, which is kind of annoying to grab, but it's not going to be the end of the world. Alright, so the crystallized seeds should have ended up in here. Now this should mix and make a whole ton of crystallized oil. And I'm just going to steal one of the cells. And then stick the cell back in here before this is full. Excellent. So these are both full now. This is what kind of potential nightmare we're looking at to do if this happens to, what's it called? Happens to brown out, which it shouldn't. We're going to make a system that should be brownout proof. Okay, so I think we have this step done. I will take those rewards, and then we should get our diesel cell last. And it's going to give us a free advanced combustion generator. You'll love to see it. Okay, where did I leave my battery? Here it is. So let's put this in here. I don't remember which fluid is making what here, but we're basically going to need 1,000 heavy fuel. Okay, it's going to take a hot minute because this only goes like a little bit at a time. Yes, just obliterate my battery. Sure, why not? Okay, there's enough heavy fuel. Take that out. And then light fuel time. I think we need a battery recharge. Nope, we did it. Okay, there we go. There's our first diesel. And diesel, are you auto-extracting? You are not. Let's go. Into the generator. Oh yeah, I forgot these generators sound horrible. Tick combustion. How about go to like 20% of what you are right now? Next time I reload the game, that's going to be much more quiet. Alright, so we have power now. So this is kind of like the top priority. Once this runs out of fuel, the power is going to go down here and power this thinger. And once that thinger is full, it's going to power the next thing. So we only really need these two generators to power like the whole thing with. And like, look how much power it's making. It's producing 32 EU per tick. Look how slowly it's using the diesel, right? And back here, let me go ahead and grab a cell there so I can complete the quest. Get our free generator. I could totally like put the gas turbine in here. You know what? Why don't we do that? We're gonna need like a filter though. So let's make a fluid filter. Let's make 2 fluid filters so that we don't, on second thought, do the item conduits have filters in them? Or the fluid conduits? No, we need to make a filter upgrade. Okay. Let's see which kind of filter is easier to make. So we can make 2 of these, paper and a bucket. Honestly, we don't really have that many buckets. What's our correct tech one look like? Sodalite, lazurite, or lapis block, huh? Let's do some lapis. So lapis plate, we need to cut a lapis block. To get a lapis block, we need to compress lapis. That doesn't seem too bad. Just gonna do 1 block for now. That's all we really need at the moment. I think we're done with all of our... No, not our item conduits. You almost tricked me. I almost put something away that I still needed. Compress our lapis. Speed this up. Watch the chest do a little boogie. Alright, and we're going to cut the lapis block into plates. Alright. Here is our lapis plate. We now make 2 fluid filters. We should have zinc foils. Wouldn't you know it, we do not have zinc foils. Okay, I think zinc foil is probably something we want to automate. So let's go ahead, get some conduit. Not conduit. Modules. Do I not have more modules? No, we do not have any more modules. Just double checking, you know, because now I'm gonna have to wait for these modules to actually automate those. I'm gonna do a naughty and like do manual crafting while the machines are auto crafting. All right, come over here. Where are you? I'm even gonna do an even more naughty. I'm gonna change the program circuit in here while stuff is happening. All right, nothing bad happened. All right, let's get our zinc foils. All right, 2 fluid filters, all done. Let's go back down. So fluid filter number 1 for our basic chemical bath. You accept filter fill, so that is filling into the machine. You accept mineral resin. Mineral. Oh, can we not put a ghost in here? Oh, buddy, come on. Why do you do this to me? I'm gonna steal this really quick for a second. You accept this fluid. And then now I have to... What do I do with the friggin' this thing, though, now? Jeez, can I make a universal cell? Oh, yes, I can. There we go. There we go. Put the mineral resin back in there. So you accept mineral resin. And then directly below, I'm going to have... Let's put it below here, because then they'll kind of be going in the same spot. Put our gas turbine. And that's going here. This is going to be inserting on the light blue channel. And, oh wait, we need our methane. Okay, we have our methane. We're good, we're good. This needs to be wrenched to the right. I need to go down here to make sure I know what I'm looking at. Okay, that is wrenched correctly, and the wire's connected. Good stuff. So this will be catching and burning the excess methane. Let's put our cover on it. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get the cover on it from this angle, am I? That's okay, we'll just go behind it. Put the cover on top, and we are going to say you allow methane only. And then throw methane in there. Hey, look at that. We're doing something with the methane. Amazing. And then I don't have the cobblestone to fill this hole back in. Whoops. Let me just grab some cobble. Fill in these miscellaneous holes. Even go in here and like fill that hole back in with cobble. Okay. I think we should be all up and running. The fluid is automatically going somewhere. We need to deal with these items here. But I think we're going to use barrels for these so that they don't overflow and go crazy. But the mineral is going somewhere. The methane is going somewhere. Methane's going in the gas turbine. Compressor is not currently running, but that's okay because we have a big buffer to build up here. So how do we make sure that we don't run out of diesel? Well, if I made everything correctly, which I should have, because I'm really good at that, you know. Oh yeah, that aluminum drum I made over there, I totally forgot. I was going to make that aluminum drum be our diesel supply. We can go ahead and just do a stone drum, though. It doesn't need to be a fancy tank. Whoops, I took the file out of my table. Here we go, stone drum. Alright, this is our... I was gonna say this is our diesel, but I can't really, like, get in there because this stone drum is in the way. Can you, like, move for a second? Thank you. We are inserting on yellow. There you go, diesel. Diesel ahoy. We are also extracting on yellow here. So, extract on yellow. And the reason for that is if somehow these tanks get empty and these still have diesel, this still has diesel in it, then that's going to refill that. But okay, there we go. That is diesel fully automated. I'd actually like one of these oil tanks to clear out because it's kind of wasting space, so I'm going to hold this stone drum in my inventory for a bit, but we need to remember that anything that goes here is going to get flooded with oil because that's having oil teleport directly into it. Let's put our battery back upstairs. I'm going to steal this one for a moment. I would like to just watch the system for a bit, watch it reach equilibrium, make sure power is getting down here and everything that it should. Like right now it's nothing's happening because all of the power is going into these two distilleries. Which is, like, fine, right? Like, it's wasting some power over here, like, oh well. Too bad, so sad. Maybe we make some batteries for this? You know, why don't we do that? Battery. Let's make a few LB battery holes. How many LB machines do we have over that are suffering to run? 3. Okay, let's make 3 LB batteries for this area. And I'm also going to upgrade the sodium battery. I don't remember if... Yeah, it actually needs to go make those plates. These plates take like a long time to craft. 9 seconds each, yeah. Speed them up real quick. And then we're going to use our brand spanking new lithium for these batteries. I tried to click an exact number of times and still ended up taking one too many. Love that. Alright. I don't have enough. Friggin', I feel like sometimes everything's just like, everything's against me sometimes. Alright, here we go. Lithium batteries. Do these stack? I think they stack when they're like brand new. Speed this up a little bit. Doesn't take that much power. Alright, so let's put a lithium battery in here. Let's put a lithium battery in there. And then let's put one in here. And that should more or less be it. So this should be like donezo. I think we can speed up one of these. We should not have done that. We're going to run out of power here. That's okay. For the most part, the heavy fuel processing here is very slow. Well, these should actually kind of be running about the same amount. Why is this like turning on and off like that? I don't know. Oh, you know what? That's the combustion generator. Never mind. I'm like, what is that awful noise? Yeah, it's just the generators down here. Calm down, me. It's okay. I'm gonna let this be in equilibrium for a bit, or wait until this equilibrializes, just to make sure there's no major problems. Figure out this situation here in a bit. So be back soon. Okay, it's been a couple minutes. Our light fuel buffer is now full, which is good. And that means the power that was going over here can now go elsewhere. So now it's working on, looks like predominantly the chemical bath. But once this is empty over here, I'll put the oil barrel back. I just want this extra tank of oil to be empty. It won't like put oil in both tanks naturally, but I put one of the oils there, so it was like, oh boy, two spots for oil. Let me just fill them both. And yeah, not exactly what I wanted, but it's fine. So when this machine finishes, or when we do another set of diesel, which is going to be a while. Like right now, we have our buffers and our generators completely filled, and this crafts it in batches of 6,000. And you can see how slowly it's going down, like not very slow, right? So once this empties out, it's going to do another batch, and then this is going to kick back on. This one's going to be full in this tank soon. Then it's going to start filling up that tank. Then all of the power is going to come down here. And yeah, I mean, we're just like not really in a rush to do this. And in fact, I'm going to stick cobblestone in here because we don't need to have 6 stacks of crystallized canola seeds. 1 stack is fine. And our oil is now done, so let me hook that back up. So that should now be filling up this, should now be filling up this one slot here once there's enough space once again. You can tell I'm looking at this and I'm like very tempted to stick a time in a bottle here. Let me do it really quick. So that can afford to run. Everything else is like, wait, why have you done this? Now this is running on battery backup. This is still not running. But that's like fine. Can we get something that's like, can we fill these slots? No. What else can we put in a chemical bath, I guess? Can we put like 6 different items in a chemical bath? That would be like just clogging the output slots. That'd be kind of funny. Could put a bunch of paper in there. Honestly, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Could put a bunch of dyed items in here with chemical dyes. Yeah, that's too much effort. So this is going to end up being full of seeds, and I can't really do anything that isn't super annoying. But that's just how it's going to be. Looks like this is putting oil back in there, no problem though. So yeah, this is gonna equilibralize, and we're gonna have oil. Not oil, sorry. We're gonna have diesel available. What do we do about this junk? I'm thinking we're probably going to put it in some barrels that void, and then we'll come bring some. We'll hook up some chassis pipes. So it's gonna be basically just like this setup over here with the stone dust. But yeah, I think without further ado, we've had big success today. We now have diesel. And we can put the diesel anywhere in our factory. We can hook up one of these doohickeys, the fluid provider pipe, and then anywhere we want diesel, we just put a fluid supplier, and boom, diesel. Nice, right? So yeah, I think that's probably what we're going to start doing next time, is hooking up some more diesel. And maybe we might even look at having a full-blown, like, diesel main factory over here. I don't know. This would be kind of a lot of stuff to scoot over to diesel, though. Especially oil processing. Oil processing, we also need to, not oil processing, ore processing, we need to, like, put somewhere on its own space. But yeah, I think this is a good stopping point for today. Diesel is here. That's going to be the title of today's episode, unless I forget, which is not a thing that I haven't done before. So, yeah, exciting stuff. I'm going to pause just for like a few minutes. I'm going to go like refill my water in real life, and then we'll see where this sits after a bit longer. So, be right back. Okay, I am back from my short AFK, and through a shocking turn of events, we are still not done putting the dang old heavy fluid in this buffer, but it's about to be full here, so... Whoops, I accelerated the floor on accident. So let's see what happens here now. And there we go. So our distilleries are totally full, so they've shut off. That means our mixer is no longer running because the oil has nowhere to go. Soon our... Well, this isn't going to turn off anytime soon because it has to fill this whole dang buffer up over here of crystallized canola seeds. But this is going to start backing up soon with canola seeds. Can't like disable these output slots, can we? Nope. Okay. The centrifuge is now running. And in fact, I think all three of these can afford to run. Yeah, and we're even generating power over here. But this one doesn't even need to run anymore because it is full. It is full of mineral crystals, so this buffer is backed up. This buffer is backed up. You just saw it just like ran once momentarily. This one's running. So these are the only two machines running. We are using 18 plus 24 EU per tick, and then the occasional blip of 8. So 18 plus 24, this is using 42 EU per tick, and really, like, that doesn't have to run very long, because one of these runs makes enough oil to make so much diesel that it's going to keep it running for a long time. And while I was setting that up, I actually remembered over here, all of these fluid output hatches are set to round robin, which makes it so that when they are going into a fluid source, they like distribute. But what I actually wanted to do is I wanted to fill this tank first and then round robin. But yeah, we have done it. We have automated we've automated diesel. Look at that. Look at us go. You know, if we want to be really cringe, we can take a... Can't I turn this back into a regular cell? Yep, thank you. We can take a cell of diesel and we can put it in our freaking furnace over here. How's that for cringe? Does this only burn whole buckets or something? Why is this not emptying out? Do we need to get our plunger tech? How do you... I think this might only burn whole bucket increments. Is that the problem here? Okay, I don't want to blow this up. How can we not take this out or something? There we go. There you go. Now we got a diesel in here. And it burned 100 of it for 4 seconds. So, I mean, we could totally make steam out of our diesel. We're not gonna do this because this is very inefficient. We are turning basically 480,000 EU. We're running for 4 seconds at 300 EU per tick. So how much is that actually? 400, no, not 400, 300 EU per tick for 4 seconds. That's like less than half. So very inefficient to put that in there. We'll put this back. Question, can you plunge a cell? No, you cannot plunge a cell. Okay, just curious. No, get out of my inventory. Jeez, there. That's fine that this is having a weird amount of creosote oil, but yeah, we are set. This is like full. This is full as it's gonna be. Like we're even gonna have 3 minutes of backup power once these batteries fill up. Like this one's about to be full up of power. Now this battery's full. This battery's charging faster, and yeah, it's just beautiful to look at. And I'm just like staring here, looking at this, and you're probably like, "Can we move on already?" But like, there's nothing to move on to. This is the end of the episode. If you're enjoying the series, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. And I'll take a breath. Thank you for watching. There's diesel on our checklist. See you next time, where we are going to talk about tackling chemistry. Oh man. Bye.